Thanks for joining us for high school basketball action here on the Sports Voice of the Valley, AM 1450 and 100.9 FM WJER, Dover, New Philadelphia.
Tim Alcorn having a conversation here with Zach Ross. And Zach, just an unbelievable atmosphere here tonight. Before we get into the specifics of the game itself, just talk about the emotion and the adrenaline that you're feeling and you know that your team is feeling.
Yeah, it's definitely not your normal JV game. Getting ready to start right now. The crowd is already here, getting full, and there's definitely been a buzz in the community, and you can feel it on both sides. Being a first-year guy, I knew it's a rivalry. Then all of a sudden you immerse yourself in it, and it's a big deal.
Talk a little bit about trying to temper that a little with the kids, though. They come out of the locker room sky high. Sometimes there can be a little too much emotion. So how do you handle that? How do you walk that fine line?
Yeah, I don't know if you can. If you got the answer, let me know. I think both teams are really excited. Obviously, both teams are having really good years. Dover's a storied program as well as New Philly. Coach Von Kennel's a legend. I believe he took over the Dover job when I was, 1 year old. So he's got a couple wins at Dover. But yeah, it's just unbelievable. It's hard to temper those. And we just try to preach, just be yourself. You don't need to be anything more in this environment. Just be yourself, be the best version of yourself, and nothing more. Don't press, but don't be anything less either. It's going to require your best in a game like this.
Zach, looking back on the first game, what do you want to replicate from that game here tonight?
I think just our attention to detail and how present we were in the moment. We really weren't as concerned about the score as we were just winning individual possessions. And we feel like if we stacked up those possessions on top of each other, at the end of the game it was going to be in our favor, and it eventually did. And I would expect us to have a similar thing, but I also don't think Dover's going to like that, so I think they got something else coming for us tonight.
At some point you're going to get these guys together and say, if we do this and if we do that, we're going to win the game tonight. What are those keys going to be?
I think play to your standard and just be who you are. As I mentioned, be the best version of yourself. It's going to require the best version of yourself. It's going to be a tough game. And then just be present in the moment. Enjoy this. Not everybody gets to enjoy a rivalry like this. So this is special, and our kids need to enjoy it. And it's one of our last hurrahs together as this team. So right now it's just got to be all about embracing and having a little bit of fun and then competing at a high level.
Is there one area or one particular battle that you have to win tonight?
Rebounding. That's been talked about. Yeah.
That is the one key to the ball.
That is the key, I think. Rebounding. They're better on the glass. We're going to have to do a really good job to keep them off of that and eliminate their second chance points.
Is there an area you feel your club may have the advantage tonight?
I don't know. They're really good. I continue to say, and I'm sorry to keep saying it, I just want us to be us. I have a lot of confidence, and I love these guys a lot, and I just want us to be us.
Hey, good luck tonight.
Thank you very much.
All righty, we'll be back with more on the Coaches Show with the head coach of New Philly, so stay with us.
Family owned and operated for more than 50 years, Dover Brake specializes in sales and service of everything involving automotive and heavy-duty brakes, along with a vast selection of truck parts and accessories. They also offer alignment, custom U-bolt bending, industrial sandblasting, bonding, and more. And now, you can find the parts you're searching for with a complete in-store inventory updated regularly at DoverBrakeInc.com. Safely shop and pay online and have your purchase delivered, or pick it up at Dover Brake, Route 250 in Strasburg, online at DoverBrakeInc.com.
Tim Alcorn, as we welcome you back. Bob Ben Kennel, the head coach of Dover, now joins us here on the pregame show. And Coach, we were chatting before we got rolling here. Your 32nd year as the head coach, a 43rd overall, and yet I'm sure an atmosphere and a game like tonight, it never gets old.
No, this is the exciting part of the time, to see kids have to perform with poise in front of a big crowd.
What has been the key to your team's success this year?
Well, we hang our hat on defensive principles usually. We know that rebounding and free throw shooting, those three things, if we can do those well each game, we got a great chance of winning.
Let's delve into tonight's matchup. These two teams know each other pretty well, having squared off earlier in the season. That was a tough one. So looking back on that, what needs to change? What do you need to tweak from game one?
Well, we did the defense, rebounding, and free throws well, but we shot 9 of 36 from the floor. So we better find a way to put something in the basket tonight, or it'll be the same outcome.
Now, were there any things that they did defensively that caused that poor night shooting, or was it just an off night?
Just good pressure, really. We didn't get a lot of open looks. They did a good job of chasing us off of screens. And they got hot and hit a couple buckets early in the first quarter, dug us a little bit of a hole.
Bob, if there's one thing that you need to take away from them tonight, what have you told your kids? We've got to negate this.
We can't let them have second shots, and we can't let them have open shots on the perimeter.
When you look at this ball game, what do you think it's going to boil down to? Give me a couple of keys that you think is going to swing this thing one way or the other.
I think turnovers will be pivotal in the game. We can't have too many of those. That and limiting second shots to them. We got to get a great box out and not give them any second looks.
Bob, I asked this question. I'll ask you the same thing, and you've been around a lot longer than he has. But in games like this where there's so much emotion and there's so much adrenaline, do you almost try to tamp it down a little bit? You don't want these kids come flying out of that locker room because sometimes that can be a distraction.
I think that was our problem somewhat in the first game. We are playing with 5 new starters from last year, and they're playing with 5 guys who were starters last year. So they had the experience in the big game, and so hopefully we'll be a little more poised this time around.
Wrapping things up with you, Coach, is there an area that you like tonight for your basketball team? You think if we can win this area, win this battle, we can win this basketball game?
Yeah, I think our guards can play a little better shooting, a little better pressure defensively.
Coach, we appreciate the time. Good luck tonight.
Thank you. Thanks for the coverage, WJR.
All right, that's Bob Ben Kennel, the head coach of Dover. We're coming back. More on the pregame right here on WJER after this.
All right. Thanks, Bob.
Satisfy your sweet tooth at McDonald's. The all-new McCafe bakery items are perfect with McDonald's fresh coffee. Indulge in blueberry muffins, apple fritters, and cinnamon roll. Use the McDonald's app for money-saving offers. Then pick up your treats curbside. Feeling cozy at home? Uber Eats and DoorDash can deliver McDonald's right to your door. Treat yourself to something sweet at your locally owned McDonald's today.
This is Matt Kinsey. At First Federal Community Bank, our mission is to empower the financial well-being of our community, one person at a time. Through integrity and quality, we earn the trust of our customers and exceed their expectations. First Federal Community Bank, investing in our community since 1898. Serving your banking needs in Dover, New Philadelphia, Yerkesville, Sugar Creek, Berlin, and Mount Hope. First Federal Community Bank, member FDIC.
Get ready for high school basketball on WJER Radio. Special features in the game include the Dover Philly Heating and Cooling tip-off, the Wendy's starting lineup, the national anthem, sponsored by First Federal Community Bank. Play-by-play coverage sponsored by Hanhart Insurance, the Mac and Turf Realty Halftime Report, the Kemp Insurance Stat Report, the Commercial and Savings Bank Keys to the Game, the Smart Way Performance Play, the Cleveland Clinic Union Hospital Injury Report, and the Subway Player of the Game. Other sponsors include Dover Brake, Wood Electric, Dover Philly, Your Credit Union, Kime and Charm, Twin City Automotive, Cure Refinishing, Kent State Tuscarawas, The Grove Gift Shop, and your local McDonald's restaurants. Now, get ready for live play-by-play coverage here on WJER, the sports voice of the Valley.
And good evening, and we do welcome you into high school basketball here on WJER. Once again, it is a Friday night, and we have a rivalry game. Willie Grove, along with Kyle Minnis on the stats. Our play-by-play guy tonight, Mr. Tim Alcorn, and voice of the Cavaliers. We welcome you to Tuscarawas County.
Willie, it is great to be here. Thank you so much for the invite and for everybody at WJER for treating me so warmly. I'll tell you what, I walked into this gymnasium and into this school tonight, and I literally got chills. This is what high school basketball is all about. This place was jam-packed, completely full before the JV game even got started. And when you have this type of atmosphere and this type of excitement and the adrenaline is flowing, that's special. That's something that I don't see night in and night out in the NBA. When you see communities gather to support young men on a basketball floor in this type of environment, that is truly special. I'm thrilled to be here.
And you know what? We couldn't have gotten any luckier with the open date. I mean, hey, it's All-Star Weekend. We have a starter from the Cavaliers going out to Utah, and you just happen to have a free night on the Dover-Philly game.
Well, if it works out this year, works out this way every year, I'll be here because this is just extraordinary. Of course, last year I was able to come down and make my way over to Dover High School for Dover and Philly. But to just see the sea of people that are in here, I don't know how many more they can jam in with a shoehorn. And the excitement, and obviously, as you said, not only an intense rivalry game, but two outstanding basketball clubs this year. Dover coming in at 19-1, Philly at 16-5. So this is one of those games that even if you took the rivalry and the bordering communities out of it, this would just be a great basketball showdown.
Absolutely. Hey, tonight's game here on WJER, it's going to be covered by our play-by-play team of Tim, myself, and Kyle. For complete insurance coverage for your auto, home, and life, call the team at Hanhart Insurance at 343-7767. Hanhart Insurance, they're located on West 3rd Street in downtown Dover and online at hanhartinsurance.com. We're into pregame, JV game, just getting set to end. It's a close one, and minute 33 left, but we're going to take a break. We'll be back with more pregame from New Philadelphia High School Gymnasium right after this on your Sports Voice of the Valley.
At Hanhart Insurance, you'll get the service that's made Hanhart a trusted name in insurance for over 100 years. Just tell them what you need. Auto, home, business, health, or life insurance. And they'll search for the lowest quote. You've got nothing to lose. In fact, you might just save some money.
This is Andrew Wright, and I love to help people save money. I recently reviewed a policy and was able to save my client almost $1,000 a year. If it's been a while since you've reviewed your policy, call the Hanhart Agency to schedule an appointment.
The Hanhart Insurance Agency on West 3rd Street in downtown Dover.
The Eat Fresh refresh just won't stop. Now Subway is refreshing their catering with easy order platters and box meals perfect for any occasion. Start with sandwich or wrap platters. They're loaded with craveable crowd pleasers to feed your crew without all the work. Or try individually packaged box meals featuring a tasty 6-inch sub, footlong, or wrap, plus chips and a freshly baked cookie. When you have a group to feed, make it fun, delicious, and easy with catering from Subway. Visit Subway.com to place your catering order. Advance notice may be required.
Wood Electric has been trusted with all of your electrical needs for over 30 years. They're the place to call for industrial, commercial, and residential work. Wood Electric is available 24 hours a day and ready to help with any electrical problem, outage, or installation. Wood Electric, serving Tuscarawas County and beyond since 1988. Like Wood Electric on Facebook or find them online at woodelectric.net.
Back into the pregame show as we're getting set for some action tonight here at New Philadelphia Gymnasium. Glad that you tuned in. Dover again, 19-1 on the season. New Philadelphia 16-5. Yeah, that one loss was to New Philadelphia. And as we take a closer look at the Dover Tornadoes, Tim, it starts. I guess Coach Ross called him a legend. We can call him a legend, Bob Von Kennel. Dover just surpassed about 4 games ago their 1,500th win in school history. 1,500 wins. They're like a third on the list in the state of Ohio. And Bob Von Kennel been here for 32 years.
I was sharing with Coach Von Kennel before the ball game that prior to becoming the radio play-by-play voice of the Cavaliers, I did high school basketball up in the Cleveland area for nearly 30 years. And there were coaches in the Cleveland area that talked about this Coach Von Kennel down at Dover High School and the program that he had and the success that he had. So he is not only a renowned coach here in Tuscarawas County, but he is well known throughout the state of Ohio, and his success speaks for itself. And, Willie, when you've got a guy that has been at a school for over 30 years, that speaks volumes. It speaks volumes for the respect that the players and the school has for him, but also the community and everybody involved with high school basketball. And so when you talk about a guy like Bob Von Kennel, think about the thousands, not just hundreds, the thousands of young men that he has impacted throughout his years.
You know, I have lived through it twice now. My son played for him. Now I've got two grandsons that played for him. One's on the court tonight. And he still sends birthday cards to his previous players. Now stop and imagine how many cards he's got to send out.
I hope he has stock in Hallmark.
Here's the side effect, though. He's got players just about anywhere. And if Dover's going to go play a team in Columbus, he calls up one of his previous players, hey, can you go scout them for me? Just a real nice scouting system when you talk about all the players that he's had.
Well, and that shows the respect that his former players have for him. There's a lot of young men that walk out of high school and they don't have that type of special bond or relationship with their coaches. So when you tell that type of story, Willie, it just shows the respect, the relationship, that chemistry that will be there for however long Coach Von Kennel is here at Dover, and certainly for as long as those young men, now adult men, can help him out, because he had that type of impact and that type of influence on them when they were running up and down the hardwood for him.
Now we look at Dover, of course, Tyler Stevenson, their leading scorer. You got Carter Grove just under 10 points a game. But this is a team, Tim, that they spread the wealth around. I think there's been 6 different players over the course of the season that have been the high point man on this team. Also, there's been several games where 9 and 10 players have gotten into the scoring column. So it's a very unselfish team. I think one of the things that a coach can do, and he's accomplished it here at Dover, Coach Bob Von Kennel, is you teach your players to fill their roles. And we got guys that are just going to rebound. We got guys that know that they're not going to take a three-point shot, but they can shoot inside. So you sell players on the fact that here's what you can do this for us, and you've got a team that's 19-1 this season.
And you know what, Willie? No matter what the level, whether it's Coach Von Kennel at Dover or J.B. Bickerstaff with the Cavaliers or any coach in between, if you are up front and you are honest with players, this is your role. This is what we feel you will excel at. Mm-hmm. Players will respect that and they will understand that, and especially if it's big picture to say, this is how we're going to win basketball games. This is how we'll be 19-1 going into the season finale against New Philadelphia. I mean, that's what kids respect. They want that direction. They want that structure. And as you just alluded to, if Coach Von Kennel has had that approach for over 30 years, and obviously it has worked, that's why those relationships are so special. Because, listen, whether they're teenagers or not, players can smell through the fog if they know a coach isn't being upfront and honest with them. But if a coach sits down and says, listen, Billy, or whatever your name may be, this is where we feel you will help this basketball team. This is what you excel at. This will be your role. Players will accept it.
That's the truth here for sure. And then on the other side, we'll talk about Philly when we come back. But you've got Dover definitely fulfilling what you just said, Tim.
All right, the keys to the game are brought to you by the Commercial and Savings Bank, with locations in New Philadelphia, Sugar Creek, Bolivar, and Genahunt. With CSB, you gain more than convenient access to products and services. You're invited into a network of relationships that contributes to the well-being of our community. Learn more at csb1.com.
And we look at the keys to the game tonight. We'll start with the defense for Dover. They can't let Colton Slaughter get out like he did the last time. I think he hit his first 4 3-pointers in the game in his way to score 22. So Colton Slaughter's got to have somebody on. Philly did a good job of screening for Colton to get him open. Dover's got to do a better job of rotating defensively. And also, Dover has got to get their players into some scoring positions. last time. New Philadelphia's defense did a good job keeping the guards of Dover beyond the three-point line and not looking for their shots and keeping them from driving. So Dover's got to do some more penetration from the guard position. New Philly on the other side, they've just got to continue what they've been doing lately, and that is getting their three scores in the scoring column inside. They've got Carter Vandal and they've got Michael Vickers, and both players very capable of scoring double figures on the inside of the lane. And then again, I think New Philadelphia's got to come up with somebody else. If Colton Slaughter is not able to score, they got to have somebody else to score. And that's a look at our commercial and savings bank keys to the game. We'll take a break, and we'll be back with more pregame right after this on your sports voice of the Valley.
Are you still manually tracking your business credit card expenses? This is Pat Ryan, Payments and Card Services Manager for the Commercial and Savings Bank, and we now offer a solution to help. Together with Visa, the CSB Business Credit Card makes tracking easy by connecting to your expense management platform. With every transaction that is made, the data is passed to your system, and the transactions are automatically categorized. So you can spend less time reviewing receipts and more time running your business. Call or text us at 800-654-9015 to learn more. The Commercial and Savings Bank, member FDIC.
This is Jim Moser with Dover Philly Heating and Cooling. We are living in unusual times, and virtually all businesses are affected by product shortages and shipping delays. With this in mind, I'd like to encourage you to keep your current HVAC system in good working order. Service is our first order of business, and we want to be your first call anytime you need help with your heating and cooling system, even if it's in the middle of the night.
To schedule a maintenance check of your HVAC system, call Dover Philly Heating and Cooling, your local trained comfort specialist at 330-343-5511.
Life moves fast. Can you keep up? Cleveland Clinic Union Hospital Ortho Express Care welcomes patients with no appointment necessary, so injury or joint pain never slow you down. Our orthopedic experts will give you the care you need when you need it. For every break and breakthrough, for every bone and joint, for every care in the world. Walk in for orthopedic care close to you in the Heritage Square Plaza at Dover. Learn more at unionhospital.org/orthoexpresscare.
And again, we welcome you into the pregame show here at New Philadelphia High School. And it is time now to look at our Cleveland Clinic Union Hospital injury report. The injury report brought to you by Cleveland Clinic Union Hospital. Union Hospital sports medicine team keeps athletes in the game. Visit unionhospital.org to learn more. New Philadelphia tonight in uniform in mass. They have no injuries to report. Dover, of course, their long season for Matthew Gigax with his knee injuries, had 3 surgeries, and the young man is moving on. He'll be going to Kent State to take up some aeronautical. He'll be a pilot. How about that?
Well, as a Kent State grad, first of all, I'm thrilled to hear that. Second of all, they have had an outstanding aeronautics program for decades. So congratulations to Matthew. He will do very, very well there. So let's welcome in another Golden Flash. There we go.
And both his parents are doctors, but he decided, I want to be a pilot. I didn't really know before he got accepted, and he had to be accepted, that it was that prestigious of a school.
Well, again, going back to when I was there, which, I think that's when Naismith hung the peach basket, but it was known for its aeronautics school then, so I can only imagine the advancements that have been made. It is truly special, so congratulations again to Matthew, because, as you said, that's not just something where they pluck you off the street and say, here you go. They are very, very selective with that.
Well, very good. I'm glad you gave that little insert there. That's perfect. And both teams now out warming up. The JV contest, Kyle, Dover led by as many as 12 in the JV contest in the third quarter. New Philadelphia stormed back, and I think they ended up with a 10-point win.
Yeah, it was a 22-point swing there coming out of the first half. So Dover, again, with a 12-point lead, and New Philadelphia able to keep chipping away, and then went on a big, I think an 8 or 10-point run to close the game out.
Now, Tim Alcorn, our special guest tonight. And Tim, one of the things that we talked about this morning on the Ryan and Michelle show was how you got the job at the Cavaliers. So the folks that listened in this morning, you're going to have to go back and maybe buy a tape of that. I won't make you rehash that. But tell me about life in the NBA. You're pretty close to a player's life as far as travel and stuff, aren't you? And the schedule that they've got to adhere to?
Yeah, and you're right. It's a situation where we adhere to the same schedule because I travel with the team and I'm with the team from literally the time we leave, if you're talking about on the road, until the time we come back. So it's interesting. There is a lot of travel. You think about an 82-game schedule and 41 are on the road. So whether they're back-to-back or whether they're part of long road trips, whatever the case may be, we're on and off planes, we're on and off buses, we're in and out of hotels, and so that does begin to wear on you a little bit. Now, don't get me wrong. The plane is a chartered plane, so we're not sitting there all crammed in together. The buses are beautiful buses, and the hotel accommodations are just incredible. But you're still out on the road quite a bit. I go back to the back-to-back that we had last weekend. Friday night we were in New Orleans, and that game got pushed to a 10 o'clock Eastern time start because of the fact that it was on national television. So we had the 10 o'clock start down in New Orleans. Actually, after that game concluded, had to fly back to Cleveland for a Saturday night home game against the Bulls. Well, the plane back from New Orleans didn't even touch down in Cleveland until 4 o'clock in the morning. So now you get home, you try to get some semblance of sleep. You get back up and you got to go right back at it and head downtown to do the game on Saturday night against the Bulls. And that's really what became at that point a 6-game winning streak even all that more impressive, because there were a lot of bleary eyes and heavy legs on Saturday night, yet the Cavs found a way to kind of gut that one out. But yeah, we do travel with the team, and obviously don't really interact with the guys a whole lot. They kind of keep to themselves as teammates, and they have that bond as a team, and the Cavs have great chemistry. So I kind of hang around with the media folks and with the PR people and so forth. But it is a lot of fun, although the one thing I will say, I get asked quite often, what's your favorite city, or where do you really like to go? And it's different than a baseball announcer, because they go into a city for 3 or 4 days and they get to kind of walk around and see the city, and it's in the summertime. Well, in basketball, it's the wintertime, and you're only in the city for maybe 24 hours, if that. Then you're flying right back out. So, if we're going to Toronto in the middle of January for a game against the Raptors, it's not like I put on the golf shirt and say, let's just take a walking tour of Toronto. The wind chill's 25 degrees below zero. So I think I'll just stay here in the hotel room and do some prep work for the Raptors game.
Oh, my goodness. Well, it sounds like an exciting time. I guess you got to love it. What's one of the big differences between doing high school games and besides the travel and all that, but is it the same when you do play-by-play for pros or high school?
You know what, Willie? For me, it is. It really is. And it's funny, when I, again, was so honored to become the radio voice of the Cavaliers, I wasn't necessarily nervous or concerned about doing the actual play-by-play, because that's what I'm comfortable with. And whether I'm calling a high school game tonight or an NBA game, it's still score and time, where's the ball, who's got the ball. So the basic fundamentals, the building blocks of play-by-play are the same, no matter what level you're calling it. Now, the primary difference between the high school game and the NBA game, number one, the NBA game is the best of the very best. I mean, these are world-class athletes. So it's a cleaner game. Tonight we'll have some tie-ups and we'll have some turnovers and that sort of thing. And that's not faulting the players on the floor. That's just the level of play. Where the NBA, you can go 3.5 minutes, and there's not a stoppage. I mean, they're just going up and down and up and down. So that's the primary difference to me, is just the speed of the game in the NBA. But to me, the play-by-play really isn't that different. It's funny, for the decades that I did high school basketball on the west side of Cleveland, I've had people now come to me and say, well, sounds like you're doing high school ball, you're just doing it at the NBA level. But that's, in essence, the beauty of play-by-play. You know, no matter who it is, no matter where the ball is, that's play-by-play, whether it's in a high school gym or whether it's at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse.
That's a compliment, actually. Hey, so I need to ask if it's true, because a couple weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, I was going to call you and I was going to have you bring a couple players down, namely Donovan Mitchell. Is it true that when he came to the Cavs, one of his things that he said is, I'd love to get out and see high school basketball? And some people have said he's been seen in some of the gyms out in the high schools around Cleveland.
He has. He's been at some of the gyms and some of the high-profile games. He's a huge fan of high school basketball. And I'll tell your listeners and your fans that he is the nicest, classiest guy you would ever want to meet. You won't find a better human being than Donovan Mitchell. He is as advertised. He's an unbelievable basketball player, but he's a better guy. And he loves high school hoops. And it's funny, Donovan and I were talking on the bus one time. Now, he thinks there should be a shot clock in high school basketball. I said, Donovan, that's something that we need to have a conversation about. So we batted that back and forth a little bit. I'm not necessarily sold on the fact that there needs to be a shot clock in high school ball for a myriad of reasons. Maybe we'll do a whole other show on that, really. But no, he's a huge high school basketball fan. And again, it's funny. All the guys on the Cavaliers, they played high school basketball. And they are fans of the game of basketball, just like I am. That's why I'm here tonight. I love basketball. So they'll watch high school games, college games, and you'll hear them talk about those games on the bus or at dinner the next night, whatever the case may be. They are basketball junkies. They love the game. So one of the things that Donovan wanted to do was check out some high school hoops when he arrived in Cleveland, and he has done just that.
Well, and you know what? Just so the folks know out there listening, he had something more important to take care of this weekend. Otherwise, I would have called and asked you to bring him along. It'd have been a great gym for him to see. But, he is a starter in the NBA All-Star game happening out in Utah. So that's the reason I didn't call and ask you.
Who knows?
I know. Hey, we're going to take another break. And when we come back, we'll have the starting lineups for both teams. And that all happening right here on your sports voice of the Valley.
It's time for a Quaker Cheer from your Quaker Cheerleaders, brought to you by the Grove Gift Shop.
P-A-I-L-A! We are Philly!
The Grove helps you show your school spirit with New Philadelphia Quakers door decorations, Vera Bradley bags, water bottles, picture frames, and more. The Grove on the Boulevard in Dover.
Yo, with us, we are Philly!
Family owned and operated for more than 50 years, Dover Brake specializes in sales and service of everything involving automotive and heavy-duty brakes, along with a vast selection of truck parts and accessories. They also offer alignment, custom U-bolt bending, industrial sandblasting, bonding, and more. And now, you can find the parts you're searching for with a complete in-store inventory updated regularly at DoverBrakeInc.com. Safely shop and pay online and have your purchase delivered, or pick it up at Dover Brake, Route 250 in Strasburg, online at DoverBrakeInc.com.
Wood Electric has been trusted with all of your electrical needs for over 30 years. They're the place to call for industrial, commercial, and residential work. Wood Electric is available 24 hours a day and ready to help with any electrical problem, outage, or installation. Wood Electric, serving Tuscarawas County and beyond since 1988. Like Wood Electric on Facebook or find them online at woodelectric.net.
And we want to welcome you back into the pregame show. Hey, we're just minutes away from tip-off. New Philadelphia with a record of 16-5. Dover 19-1. And New Philadelphia have been saying, hey, we are the one. And they would love nothing more than make it a clean sweep this season. Dover, they'd like to avenge that first loss. And right now I'm going to turn it over to our play-by-play guy. It's Tim Alcorn, voice of the Cavs, with our Wendy's lineups here tonight.
All righty, thank you very much, Willie. Again, our Wendy's starting lineup brought to you by your local Wendy's. For the Tornadoes from Dover High School under head coach Bob Van Kennel, it'll be Carter Grove, 5'9 junior, averaging 9 points per ball game. 5'8 junior Bronson Gilliard, averaging 7.7 points per contest, also in the starting lineup. Tyler Stevenson gets the start tonight, 6'1 senior, averaging 12.5 points per ball game. Ben Ham will be in the starting five for Dover. Ben averaging 6.3 points per game. And rounding out the starting five, it'll be Brett DeVault, 6'3 senior, averaging 6.3 points per ball game. For the Quakers of New Philadelphia, under first-year head coach Zach Ross, it'll be Colton Slaughter. Slaughter, a 6'2 junior, averaging 12 points per game. Michael Vickers gets the start tonight, 6'5 senior, averaging 10 points per contest. Brant Wells, a 5'10 senior, also in the starting lineup. He's at 4 points per ball game. Owen Miller, junior, 6'2, who will be in the lineup, averaging 6 points per game. And rounding out the starting five, Carter Vandal, averaging 16 points and 8 rebounds per game, 6'5 senior. And going over the notes, Willie, he is the number 3 all-time scorer at New Philadelphia High School.
It's over 1,000 points in his career, for sure. And that concludes our Wendy's starting lineups. Stop at any of your local Wendy's following the game. Wendy's, where their recipe is quality. We're just a couple minutes away from the opening tip-off. We'll have the national anthem, the introductions on the floor, and then it's all Tim Alcorn with play-by-play action here on WJER. It is your sports voice of the Valley.
You know what they say. You are what you eat. So if you eat Wendy's new Italian mozzarella chicken sandwich, you're clearly bold, like the toasted garlic knot bun. Tender, like the juicy chicken breast. Delightful and cheesy, like the fried mozzarella. So get your bold, tender, delightfully cheesy self into Wendy's and try the new Italian mozzarella chicken sandwich today. You can even skip the line when you order ahead in the Wendy's app. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's.
Limited time only. Participating U.S. Wendy's.
This is Jim Moser with Dover Philly Heating and Cooling. We are living in unusual times, and virtually all businesses are affected by product shortages and shipping delays. With this in mind, I'd like to encourage you to keep your current HVAC system in good working order. Service is our first order of business, and we want to be your first call anytime you need help with your heating and cooling system, even if it's in the middle of the night.
To schedule a maintenance check of your HVAC system, call Dover Philly Heating and Cooling, your local trained comfort specialist at 330-343-5511.
And again, we welcome you for the final time into the pregame show, and that's going to conclude us getting you ready for tonight's matchup between Dover and New Philadelphia as we get ready for our national anthem, and then we will have our starting lineups on the floor. Denny Trimmer, the PA announcer, you'll hear his voice. And I've got Kyle Minnis beside me, Tim Alcorn in the booth here tonight, high atop the Dover Gymnasium. Tim, talk about, this gym's got to be built in the 1960s. I mean, there's just nothing like the big gyms that could hold like 2,000 people. They just never go away, do they?
Oh, this is old school, and I love it. I mean, this is classic high school basketball with the wooden bleachers, and they go basically right up to the ceiling. The rafters, flag dropping out of the rafters. Both sides have just packed the place. I love this. As I mentioned at the outset, and I wasn't exaggerating, there were chills. Like, man, this is what it's all about. This is what high school basketball is all about on a Friday night.
Well, there's not many open seats, that's for sure. And the Dover side is definitely full, and New Philadelphia fans have filled their side. So some people standing on the end line, too. So we're getting ready for the national anthem.
Indeed we are, and tonight's national anthem is being brought to you by First Federal Community Bank. Begin your financial future with First Federal Community Bank, investing in our community since 1898. Member FDIC.
All right, we'll have that national anthem here in just a moment. We'd also like to thank the Broadway Brew House in downtown New Philadelphia for sponsoring Tim's appearance on WJER tonight. Bring the family to the Broadway Brew House before or after the game, or at any time. They're open 365 days a year. The Brewhouse menu has it all from burgers and fries to salads and wraps and their famous chicken wings. Broadway Brewhouse open 7 days a week on South Broadway in downtown New Philadelphia. Tim, talk to me about that cheeseburger.
May I heartily recommend the cheeseburger. I'll tell you what, that thing was the size of a football. It was just outstanding.
Oh, my goodness. Kyle and I, man, we couldn't do that. We had to have just soup and get ready for the game. We go to the floor for the national anthem tonight.
You sing by the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets the balls bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Let's play some high school basketball. Tonight, it's the Dover Tornadoes taking on the Quakers from New Philadelphia. And how about that job on the national anthem from Emma DeMuth? That was simply sensational.
She was a New Philly student, and boy, I'll tell you what, she sang it. You know, you talk about high school basketball being a purist, not wanting a shot clock, and you got a high school student that can step up and sing the national anthem before all these people. That's amazing.
I'm sure there were a few butterflies, some sweat in the palms, but boy, her voice was as solid as a rock. Just a great job by Emma DeMuth. All right, Willie Grove, you know these two teams pretty well. So before I take over as far as the play-by-play, how do you see this game unfolding?
I see a lot of defense, Tim. I'm telling you, both teams, Zach Ross has brought defense. He's taught it to these players. They've bought into it. And there are nights when I'm sure this game, if it was, again, a 28-20 game or a 28-26 game, whatever, if sometimes we say the first team that gets to 30 might win. So it's going to be defense, but I think you've got New Philadelphia who loves to set screens. Watch the Slaughter boy, because if he crosses half court, he's open. You don't worry about that three-point line. He's shooting as soon as he gets an open shot. And then on Dover's side, it's interesting. We've got the first time where the two guards are starting the game at the same time. Coach Bob Von Kennel has found in all of his wins, these two guards are always finishing the game together. He's been true to his seniors. He's played them. But right now, I think he's turning the reins over to a couple junior guards in Carter Grove and Bronson Gilliard. And that's going to be interesting because you can stop one of them, might not be able to stop both of them.
There we go, the words of Willie Grove as we get ready for Dover and New Philly here at a jam-packed New Philadelphia High School. Great to have you with us on WJER, and of course, if you're listening around the state or who knows, around the country or the world on WJER.com or perhaps the WJER mobile app. We're just about ready for tonight's tip-off, and tonight's tip-off is brought to you by Dover New Philadelphia Heating and Cooling, the area's only trained comfort specialist. Dover Philadelphia Heating and Cooling now offers duct cleaning for homes and businesses. Call them today at 330-343-5511. That's 330-343-5511 for a free quote. Jeff Allison, Charlie Scott, and Kirby Kaiser are our three officials, and we are underway as Dover wins the tip. They are going left to right as they head down the right side of the forecourt. Out front on the right-hand dribble is Carter Grove. Feeds it on the right wing to Bronson Gilliard. Gilliard got it out front to Ben Ham. Ham back in the corner to Grove. Grove right in front of the New Philly bench. Throws it back out top to Ham. And Ham on the weave to Grove. He'll head to the center circle. Just underway as Dover has it on the first possession of the night. Here's Bronson Gilliard. Gilliard bounce on the right wing to Tyler Stevenson. First time he touched the ball. Down in the right corner, the pass is made to DeVault. He put the shot up, missed it. Rebound ricochets around, and out of there with it for New Philly comes Owen Miller as the ball got knocked out. And New Philly will have it for the first time. They're going right to left. They're in their white uniforms tonight. White shirts, white shorts, black letters and numbers with the red trim. Into the forecourt comes Colton Slaughter. Slaughter had a 22-point game the first time around. And as soon as New Philly heads to the forecourt, we've got a whistle and a foul. Tyler Stevenson called for that foul for Dover. New Philly to inbound. They lob it in to Vandal. He'll turn, shoot, miss. Rebound tracked down. And out of there with it for Dover is Bronson Gilliard. No score. We're just underway. 6:45 to go first quarter here at a packed New Philadelphia High School. Here's Gilliard. Gave it left side to Carter Grove. Grove drops it in the corner and now gets it back. Grove swings it on the right side to Stevenson. Three hung on the rim and fell off, and then the rebound lost out of bounds by Michael Vickers for New Philly. So Dover will inbound. 19-1 on the year, and their only loss to New Philly. And it was on their home floor. DeVault got it out front to Grove. Grove swings it right wing to Gilliard. Gilliard, and away from the basketball, a whistle and a foul. And they got that one on Colton Slaughter. That'll be his first. So each team with a team foul. And Willie, I mentioned to both of the coaches before the ball game, there has to be so much emotion and so much adrenaline. It might take a few trips down the floor before it just settles into a basketball game.
I think you got to be right there, Tim. Dover, New Philly, and you know what? I think the butterflies are gone right now.
Yeah, once you get a few dribbles in and a couple of shots up, as Carter Grove out front gave it to Gilliard. He'll swing it on the left side. Nice cut to the basket, and Stevenson got the pass and laid it in. Our first 2 points of the ball game by the Tornadoes, Tyler Stevenson. So now New Philly heads to the other end. Out front is Michael Vickers. Vickers in the center circle. Bounce left side to Slaughter. Slaughter looking left of the lane, got it to Vandal, turns, shoots in the lane, too strong, rebound knocked out front, loose on the floor, and out of there with it comes Dover. 5.5 minutes to go first quarter. Tornadoes with the basketball and a 2-0 lead on a bucket by Tyler Stevenson. Here's Carter Grove, the 5'9 junior. Grove out front, bounces it right wing. With the basketball is Ben Ham. And now a pass down low is picked off by New Philly. Into the forecourt comes Wells. Wells on the handoff to Carter Vandal. Vandal out front, gave it to Vickers. Vickers swings it. And now they'll give it back up top to Vandal. Vandal works it left side to Michael Vickers. Both teams very patient, very deliberate here in the opening stages of the ball game. Pass to Vandal, left of the lane. Now he'll shoot a fall away, miss it. Rebound grab by Dover's DeVault. So it's still 2-0 with 4:38 to go first quarter. Dover going left to right in those crimson uniforms, crimson shirts and shorts with the gray letters and numbers. Up right side of the forecourt, Carter Grove. Grove with a pump fake, top of the three-point arc. Now delivers right wing to Ben Ham. Ham shoots it out front to Gilliard. Gilliard on the right hand dribble. He'll toss it on the left wing to Grove. Grove back out front, Gilliard, three ball, bullseye! Gilliard hits the three ball, and Dover now has a 5-0 lead. We are halfway through the first quarter of play. New Philly has yet to score. Quakers with the basketball. On the right side is Vickers. Vickers got it out front. Swing it left wing to Wells. And then back on the right side. Pass knocked out of bounds by a hustling Bronson Gilliard.
Well, real interesting matchup is Dover's Ben Ham guarding Colton Slaughter. Slaughter taking it out right now. And Slaughter, he hasn't even touched the ball offensively.
Well, he had 22 in the first matchup, so I'm sure Colton Slaughter, a real point of emphasis for Dover tonight. 5-0. New Philly has yet to score. Baseline right jumper is perfect by Carter Vandal. Again, he's the third all-time scorer at New Philly, and he puts the Quakers on the board. It's a 5-2 ball game as Dover heads to the other end. Here's Grove, got it out front to DeVault. DeVault on the handoff to Stevenson. They swing it sideline right to Grove. Grove down in the corner to DeVault. Shoots it back out front to Gilliard. Gilliard now gives it to Stevenson. Right side to DeVault. DeVault got it down low, and again the cutter was Stevenson, and again he lays it in, 7-2. It's Dover with a 5-point lead with under 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter. New Philly to the other end. Here's Vandal. Gave it on the left sideline to Slaughter. Back out front to Vandal. Vandal knocks down the defender. No whistle. They're going to let him play through. Vandal at the free throw line. Back to the basket. Swings it left side to Slaughter. They're playing a two-man game. Slaughter on the bounce to Vandal. Vandal right of the lane. Being muscled. Now he throws it down low to Vickers. And the shot is up and good. So Vickers, with his first 2 points of the ball game, gets New Philly to within 3. 7-4. Dover leads it. First quarter. For a full house at New Philly. Second meeting of the year between these two teams. Grove got it out front to DeVault. Bounce on the left side to Gilliard. Gilliard gave it top of the circle to Stevenson. He'll come right to the key. Shoot and hit. Boy, a good start for Tyler Stevenson. He's got 6. And it's a 9-4 Dover advantage. 1:50 to go in the quarter. Walking the ball into the forecourt is Vickers. Vickers hits the brakes at the three-point arc. Got it out front to Vandal. Vandal had the ball knocked out of his hands, and then it went off Vandal's leg out of bounds. Well, that'll give it to Dover.
Couple things to watch for Brett DeVault. I think he loves having assists more than he does scoring. He's had a couple nice ones inside, and these officials, they've been known to let players play, and it's all basketball right now.
Well, I think in a game like this, officials almost want to be unseen out there.
Yes.
Just let the kids decide the outcome of this. Here's Grove, just inside the half-court line. Grove against Wells. Grove tosses it to DeVault, right back to Grove. 1:05 to go in the quarter, 9-4. It's Dover by 5. Weaving his way out to the center circle is Ham. He'll give it to Grove as it looks like Dover's going to spread the floor. 50 seconds to go. Here's Gilliard out front. Gilliard behind his back on the dribble. Bronson Gilliard, 5'8 junior. Works to the left side. Now reverses back to the top of the key. Gilliard down the lane. Drives it. Hung on the rim and fell off. Rebound grab by Vandal. So now let's see if New Philly elects to play for the final shot of the first quarter. 9-4. They're down by 5. With the basketball is Carter Vandal. Looks at head coach Zach Ross. Boy, what a job Zach Ross has done in his first year. 16-5. The Quakers, they've handed Dover their only loss. 9 seconds to go. Here's Owen Miller. Lobs it in the lane. Surrounded is Vandal. He lost the ball. There's a scramble for it. And we've got a tie-up. And the possession arrow belongs to New Philly. And a New Philly player trying to get a timeout right there. I think Coach Zach Ross is saying, I'm glad they didn't see that or call that. You want those timeouts later.
You may need them. They're important late in the game.
Grant Wells will check out for New Philly. And
now what's interesting is Philly's supposed to have the ball out. I think the arrow's pointing the Quakers. So Dover's wanting to take it out.
And now they're going to switch things up. So it will be Philly to inbound. 9-4. They're down by 5, and they will have 0.9 on the clock. It'll be Vickers to inbound.
Which probably is a good thing for Dover.
Vickers into Vandal. Quick shot off the glass. Nope. And that ends the first quarter of play. 9-4. The Tornadoes with a 5-point lead at the end of one here at New Philadelphia High School. Coming back after this on the Sports Voice of the Valley.
It's time for a tornado cheer from your Dover cheerleaders, brought to you by the Grove Gift Shop.
Give us a D, D, give us an O, O, give us a B, B, give us an E, E, give us an R, R, put it together, what do you got? Dover, Dover, we're number 1.
The Grove helps you show your school spirit with Dover Tornadoes door decorations, Vera Bradley bags, water bottles, picture frames, and more. The Grove on the Boulevard in Dover.
Family owned and operated for more than 50 years, Dover Brake specializes in sales and service of everything involving automotive and heavy-duty brakes, along with a vast selection of truck parts and accessories. They also offer alignment, custom U-bolt bending, industrial sandblasting, bonding, and more. And now, you can find the parts you're searching for with a complete in-store inventory updated regularly at DoverBrakeInc.com. Safely shop and pay online and have your purchase delivered, or pick it up at Dover Brake, Route 250 in Strasburg, online at DoverBrakeInc.com.
9-4. Dover has jumped out to a 5-point lead over New Philadelphia. 1 quarter in the book here at New Philadelphia High School. Great to have you with us on this Friday night. Tim Alcorn along with Willie Grove here at New Philadelphia. As it'll be Dover basketball to start the second quarter of play. They lead it by 5. Here's Bronson Gilliard. Gilliard out front. Now he'll lob at the foul line to Tommy Coletti, who's checked in, and the ball got knocked out of Coletti's hands. And here comes New Philly to the other end. Up the left sideline is Vickers. Vickers now works his way into the center circle. Vickers matched up against Gilliard, lobs it to Vandal. Vandal matched up against Jacob Hanner, who's checked in. Now on the weave to the free throw line comes Owen Miller. Miller got it down low. Driving bucket is good by Vandal, and he got fouled. Vandal a chance for an and one. 9-6. That hoop by Vandal draws the Quakers to within 3.
Thing about Vandal is he can shoot from outside, as we've already seen tonight, and he's really strong with the move to the basket.
At 14 in the first matchup. Free throw rolls around the rim and in for Carter Vandal. So it's now a 9-7 lead for Dover. Dover with the basketball. Out front is Bronson Gilliard. Gilliard in the center circle. Picked up by Owen Miller. Gilliard works top of the key, runs into his own guy, and Pete Donato, who is checked in. As again, Gilliard right in front of the New Philly bench, bounces it right side to Dover's DeVault. DeVault gave it back to Gilliard. Now they swing it on the right sideline to Jacob Hanner. Hanner on the handoff to Brett DeVault. DeVault brings it out front. Boy, this is a very patient Dover offense.
Yeah, they've been patient all year long, and again, the Quakers man-to-man defense, and they're playing tough.
And now a whistle away from the basketball, and we're going to get an offensive foul called. I believe they got Brett DeVault on that. Yes, they did. Brett DeVault picks up his first. There's Carter Grove back in the ball game, 5'9" junior. As it'll be New Philly basketball. 6.5 minutes to go here in the first half. 9-7. Dover with the 2-point lead. Into the forecourt comes Michael Vickers. Vickers bounces it out front. And now down in the right corner is Vandal. Vandal, top side to Vickers. And again, each team being very deliberate and patient with the basketball. And each team being very stingy at the defensive end. Vandal with his back to the basket at the free throw line. Got it out front to Vickers. Vickers works to the left wing. Vickers drops it left of the lane to Vandal. Vandal surrounded by red jerseys. Put it up, no, but he got fouled. Boy, every time Vandal touches that basketball, Willie, he's got a couple of tornadoes right in his shirt.
Dover does a great job rotating and getting to the guy with the ball, and they know how important this is with Vandal inside.
Vandal swishes that first free throw. Got a 6-point ball game and one more free throw coming that could tie this contest. 9-8, Dover on top. Second one good, and we are indeed knotted up. So Dover has yet to score here in the second quarter. 5 straight by Philly. 9-9 ball game. Here's Gilliard on the right side. Bounces it left wing to Carter Grove. Grove on the right-hand dribble brings it out front. Grove feeds left side to Gilliard. Gilliard fires in the corner. Ball poked away, but then retrieved by Ben Ham. Ham got it out front to Grove. Grove left of the lane. Runner with the left hand, no good. Offensive rebound, though, put back up, and it's spun out on DeVault. And then the rebound knocked out of bounds, and it belongs to New Philly.
Well, you see Dover hitting the boards, and there's not been a game this year that they have been out-rebounded. And New Philadelphia, a good rebounding team, but Dover, they keep getting those second chances.
9-9 ball game. New Philly with the basketball. They've scored 5 straight to open up the second quarter of play. We're down to 5 minutes to go here in the first half. First-year head coach Zach Ross barking out instructions as Vickers on the handoff to Slaughter. Slaughter got it out front to Vandal. Vandal at the foul line has nowhere to go. Tosses it back to Slaughter. Slaughter, right of the lane. Gives it up in the right corner. Now they get it out front to Vandal. Vandal sweeps it right side, and now they shoot it back out front to Slaughter. Boy, New Philly being very patient, and Dover has dug in defensively. Still tied up at 9. This has been a long possession for New Philly. But they just can't pierce this Crimson defense. Here's Vandal. Swings it right side. 3 ball on the way. Vickers left it short. Offensive rebound, though. Grabbed by Miller. Back out front. And the 3 ball on the way. Good! Right on the mark from Vandal. So Carter Vandal has 10 of New Philly's 12 points. They lead it 12-9. 8 straight here in the second quarter for New Philly. Carter Grove swings it right side to Gilliard. Gilliard on the left-hand dribble, matched up against Miller. Now they work at left wing to Grove. Grove in between the circles, bounce out front to DeVault. DeVault on the handoff to Stevenson, tried to give it back to DeVault, and they throw it away. And that'll bring a timeout from Dover. 3:35 to go first half. And the second quarter has been dominated by New Philly. They've scored 8 straight to overtake Dover. They lead it 12-9. Coming back to New Philadelphia High School after this on the Sports Voice of the Valley.
Wood Electric has been trusted with all of your electrical needs for over 30 years. They're the place to call for industrial, commercial, and residential work. Wood Electric is available 24 hours a day and ready to help with any electrical problem, outage, or installation. Wood Electric, serving Tuscarawas County and beyond since 1988. Like Wood Electric on Facebook or find them online at woodelectric.net.
Three. Philly, 1.
Dover takes their first timeout as New Philadelphia with 8 unanswered points here in the second quarter has rallied back to take a 12-9 lead. New Philly with the basketball. On the right side, Vickers fires cross court on the left wing to Owen Miller. Miller down to the baseline, shoots it back out front to Vickers. Vickers backing his way into the lane, put it up with the left hand, left it short. Rebound comes off to Dover's Tyler Stevenson. Dover looking for their first points here in the quarter. 5 minutes off that second quarter clock, 12-9. Tornadoes with the basketball, down by 3. As Trey Ridgway has now checked in for Dover. Dover with a turnover. Here comes New Philly to the other end. Vickers got it out front to Vandal. Vandal right of the circle, shoots it right side to Miller. Miller comes all the way out front, lobs it right of the lane to Vandal. Vandal double team, shoots it top side to Slaughter, swings it on the left wing to Vickers. Vickers left of the lane. Stop, shoots. Nope. Rebound though, put back up and in. As Owen Schellis with the offensive rebound. And it's 14-9 New Philly. A 10-0 second quarter so far for the Quakers. 2:10 to go here in the first half. In the right corner is Ben Ham. Ham got it out front to Carter Grove. Grove outside the three-point arc. Shoots it in between the circles to Bronson Gilliard. Gilliard on the right wing to Ben Ham. Ham tosses it topside to Stevenson. Works it on the left side to Grove. Grove unloads a 3. Left it short. Rebound Vandal. And here comes New Philly to add, with an opportunity to add to their 14-9 lead. Vandal into the lane. Comes up, comes under. And now gives it up on the left side to Miller. Miller with 1:35 on the clock, tosses it to Vickers. Vickers hands it off to Slaughter. Slaughter works it right side to Vickers. He'll give it to Vandal. Vandal accidentally passed that ball to Schellis. Now they work it to Vandal at the free throw line. Stop, shoots, short. Rebound grab by Dover's Ben Ham. Well, we're down to 1:15 in the quarter, and Dover has yet to score in the period. 14-9. New Philly with the lead. Dover with the basketball. Right side. Gilliard got away from the defender. Now he'll bounce it out front to Ridgway. Gave it right back to Gilliard. Gilliard got knocked down. Boy, there's bodies falling like bowling pins out there. But no whistles. And again, the officials are going to let them play unless it is absolutely flagrant. The guys are going to determine the outcome. I think they've done a nice job. Let the guys play. Yep. 14-9. Here's Carter Grove. Grove deals left side to Trey Ridgway. Another junior on the floor. Ridgway gave it up to Bronson Gilliard. Gilliard changing hands on the dribble. Fires on the baseline. Coming underneath the basket. Now the handoff to Ridgway. He didn't get the shot, but he got fouled. That was a nice dish from Ben Ham. And that'll put Trey Ridgway at the free throw line, shooting 2 with 19.6 on the clock. Boy, Ridgway trying to get Dover on the board here in the second quarter. Ridgway, first one up and good. So Trey Ridgway with his first point of the ball game, averages 2 per ball game. Well, he doesn't get to the free throw line that often. Before that one, he was 3 of 4 on the year. Well, now he's 5 of 6 because he hit them both. 14-11. And you would think New Philly's going to wind it all the way down for the final shot. 13 seconds to go in the half. Right side of the forecourt is Owen Miller. Miller looking for Vandal. It's not there. Got it out front to Slaughter. 3 on the clock. 2 on the clock. Slaughter, right side Vandal. Unloads a 3. Nope. And that will end the first half of play. It has been a defensive struggle And at the intermission, New Philly with a 14-11 lead over Dover, as New Philly outscores Dover here in the second quarter of play, 10-2. So 14-11. We'll take a timeout. Halftime activities come your way after this on the Sports Voice of the Valley.
Powered by Kent State University at Tuscarawas. Spend less. Stay home. Earn your degree at Kent State Tuscarawas. We offer 30 bachelor's and associate degrees, including animation game design, engineering technology, and vet tech. Student life is diverse with 16 extracurricular clubs. We have 7 USCAA athletic teams, including basketball and volleyball. Staying local is the most cost-effective way to obtain your degree. Apply now. Powered by Kent State Tuscarawas.
And we want to welcome you into the McInturf Realty halftime show here at New Philadelphia High School, as we have reached halftime, and it is New Philadelphia leading Dover 14-11, as Dover, they jumped out to a 9-4 lead at the end of the first quarter, and then got outscored 10-2 in the second quarter. Then Philly leading here at halftime 14-11. We're going to take a break. Right now we're into the halftime show. It's brought to you by McInturf Realty. Proud to have served our area for 30 years. When buying or selling, make the call to McInturf Realty. Back with more right after this on your Sports Voice of the Valley.
Hi, this is Jan McInturf. At McInturf Realty, we love nothing more than supporting our community. For over 30 years, we've enjoyed helping families find the home of their dreams. We are proud to remain one of the few local hometown realtors in our area and look forward to continuing our relationship with all our current clients and the many new ones in the years to come. Download our McInturf Realty app and, as my granddaughter Mason says, find out more online at McInturfRealty.net.
Life is full of milestones: getting married, purchasing a vehicle, having children, buying a home, opening a business, planning for retirement. The list goes on, and you can enjoy these special moments even more knowing you're covered by the Hanhart Insurance Agency. Life, auto, home, disability, business, they have plans to protect you throughout all your milestones. Hanhart Insurance on West 3rd Street in downtown Dover, a trusted name in insurance for more than 100 years.
Welcome back to New Philadelphia High School and the McInturf Realty halftime show. Tim Alcorn along with Willie Grove. Great to have you with us on this Friday night. It is a packed house here at New Philadelphia for this rivalry game featuring Dover and New Philadelphia. At the half, it's New Philadelphia with a 3-point lead, 14-11. Dover led by 5 at the end of one, 9-4, but then New Philly really tightened up the clamps defensively in that second quarter of play. They held Dover to just 2 free throws in that second quarter, while New Philadelphia put together a 10-point period and overtook Dover, and it's New Philly with the 14-11 lead at the intermission. Willie, your thoughts on the first 16 minutes of basketball?
I think they're allowed to play. That's a good thing for both teams. New Philadelphia, they're only going to go about 6 deep, so they can't afford to get into foul trouble. Dover, they've got 8 or 9 guys that can play, and they used most of them, but it came down to New Philadelphia kept Dover scoreless for over 7 minutes in that second quarter. Dover, uncharacteristically, had a few more turnovers than they normally would. Doesn't sound like many turnovers when you say they only had 4. And when we get to the stats, Kyle Minnis will give us all those numbers from the first half. But still, I think when you're talking 4 turnovers and every possession is so important in a 14-11 game, that's a lot.
Possessions are gold in a game like this. You don't want to give up the basketball, because in a 14-11 game, as you just referenced, and every possession going up against a very stingy defense, you've got to take care of the basketball.
Yeah, you do. Well, we're going to take a break, Tim, as part of our McInturf Realty halftime show. And when we come back, we will have that Kemp Insurance stat report. It'll be right here on your sports voice of the Valley.
The Eat Fresh refresh just won't stop. Now Subway is refreshing their catering with easy order platters and box meals perfect for any occasion. Start with sandwich or wrap platters. They're loaded with craveable crowd pleasers to feed your crew without all the work. Or try individually packaged box meals featuring a tasty 6-inch sub, footlong, or wrap, plus chips and a freshly baked cookie. When you have a group to feed, make it fun, delicious, and easy with catering from Subway. Visit Subway.com to place your catering order. Advance notice may be required.
Tired of unreliable internet service and unexpected bill increases? Experience internet another way, the Smart Way. Smart Way Communications is your locally owned and operated high-speed internet provider, now serving Dover and New Philadelphia and beyond. Don't get locked into plans with more or less speed than you need. Smart Way is the better way. Local customer service, local infrastructure, and community-minded. That's the Smart Way to get reliable, affordable internet in Tuscarawas County. Call Smart Way at 740-254-8201, online at thinksmartway.com.
This is Matt Kinsey. At First Federal Community Bank, our mission is to empower the financial well-being of our community, one person at a time. Through integrity and quality, we earn the trust of our customers and exceed their expectations. First Federal Community Bank, investing in our community since 1898. Serving your banking needs in Dover, New Philadelphia, Yerkesville, Sugar Creek, Berlin, and Mount Hope. First Federal Community Bank, member FDIC.
14-11, New Philly leading Dover at the half. It's time now for the Kemp Insurance Stat Report. It's brought to you by Kemp Insurance, your local hometown agents for over 35 years. Let's turn it over to Kyle Minnis.
Team totals for the first half. First for the visiting Dover Tornadoes. They were 36% from the field on 3 of 8 shooting. Just 1 of 3 from beyond the arc. They were perfect, 2 of 2 from the charity stripe. For New Philadelphia, they ended the first half 35% from the field on 4 of 9 shooting. Just 1 of 5 from beyond the arc. Again, perfect from the charity stripe, 3 of 3 for New Philadelphia. Battle of the boards is being taken by the Tornadoes. They're up in that 7-4, out rebounding the Quakers. And then the one you never want to be in the lead of, turnovers. Dover with 4 turnovers. New Philadelphia only 1 turnover in the first half. And when we come back, we'll have all of your individual statistics right after this on your Sports Voice of the Valley.
To be a success in basketball, it takes a team effort. And the same is true when it comes to insurance. Your local nationwide agents, Don and Nathan Kemp, and the team at Kemp Insurance are dedicated to providing a strong lineup of plans for a winning future. Let Kemp Insurance provide you with all-star coverage for your auto, home, farm, business, and life. For a secure financial future, get the winning team at Kemp Insurance on your side. Kemp Insurance, your local hometown agents for over 35 years on East High Avenue in New Philadelphia.
14-11, New Philadelphia up over Dover. Just about a minute and a half left to go in halftime before the start of the third quarter. And at this portion of our Kemp Insurance Stat Report, we're going to look at the individual statistics. First for the visiting Tornadoes. They were led in scoring by Tyler Stevenson with 6 points. He's a perfect 3 of 3 from the floor tonight. Rounding out the scoring for the Tornadoes is Bronson Gilliard with 3 points and Trey Ridgway with 2. For the New Philadelphia Quakers, they are being paced by Carter Vandal with 10 big points, including 1 3-pointer and all of New Philadelphia's free throws, a perfect 3 of 3 from the line. Rounding out the scoring for the Quakers, Michael Vickers with 2 points, as well as 2 points for Owen Schellis. We're going to take a quick break and be back with second half action right after this on your Sports Voice of the Valley.
The Commercial and Savings Bank supports businesses of all sizes. This is Carrie Miller, Cash Management Relationship Manager, and our goal is to help ensure your finances run smoothly. Are you ready to offer direct deposit of payroll to your employees? We can help. Are you concerned about check fraud? We have a solution for that too. We work to understand the needs of your business and recommend a mix of products to serve you best, bringing together technology and personalized customer service. Call or text us at 800-654-9015. The Commercial and Savings Bank, member FDIC.
Satisfy your sweet tooth at McDonald's. The all-new McCafe bakery items are perfect with McDonald's fresh coffee. Indulge in blueberry muffins, apple fritters, and cinnamon roll. Use the McDonald's app for money-saving offers. Then pick up your treats curbside. Feeling cozy at home? Uber Eats and DoorDash can deliver McDonald's right to your door. Treat yourself to something sweet at your locally owned McDonald's today.
Well, third quarter action ready to start. I'm going to turn the play-by-play over to the Cavs voice, Tim Alcorn.
All righty, thank you very much, Willie. 14-11. New Philly with the 3-point lead as we open up the second half of play. And it's the Quakers with the basketball as they now go left to right. The Quakers heading towards their own bench. Right side of the forecourt. They now shoot it out front to Wells. Wells left of the lane. Gave it off to Colton Slaughter. Slaughter with a scoreless first half after he had 22 in the first matchup. Slaughter gave it on the right side to Vickers. And then again, it's New Philly being very deliberate, but also credit that Dover defense, although they find Vandal down low, and Vandal with the easy layup. And it's now a 16-11 New Philly lead. 1 minute off the third quarter clock. Here comes Carter Grove to the forecourt. Bounces it left side to Stevenson. Stevenson got it out front to Ham. Ham off to Grove. 3-ball up. Perfect! Carter Grove, that's his first points of the ball game. His 40th 3-ball of the season. 16-14. And it gets the Tornadoes back to within 2. That's a big shot from Carter Grove. As throughout the entire second quarter, Dover only had 2 free throws. Here's Vandal, left of the lane, got the dish, laid it in, and he got fouled from Bronson Gilliard. Vandal's putting together a strong night. He's got 14, looking for 15 at the free throw line.
And I think it's a point of emphasis from the locker room, the adjustments for New Philly. Hey, feed the guy that's hot. Vandal getting some nice moves inside, missed the free throw.
But the offensive rebound comes to Philly, and Vickers drives and scores. So that ends up being a 4-point possession. 20-14, Quakers by 6. Here comes Grove into the forecourt as he tried to give it to Gilliard on the right side. We've got a reach-in foul. That one's called on Owen Miller. Each team with their original starting 5 on the floor. For Dover, Carter Grove, Bronson Gilliard, Tyler Stevenson, Ben Ham, and Brett DeVault. Grove out front, 3. He's got another one. Carter Grove back-to-back bombs, and it's a 20-17 ball game. Well, if Grove can continue to knock down the long ball, that'll really spread that New Philly defense. Create a few more seams. 20-17. Left side of the forecourt, Vandal. Vandal matched up against Stevenson. Shoots and hits. Well, Vandal has 16 of the 22 for New Philly. 5:40 to go, 22-17. We're in the third quarter here at New Philadelphia. You couldn't squeeze 5 more people in this gymnasium.
No, you couldn't.
It's a great atmosphere. Here's Grove on the left side. He's got the hot hand, a couple of 3-balls. Got it out front to Bronson Gilliard. Gilliard swings it on the right wing to Brett DeVault. DeVault, now they get it out front to Grove. Grove gave it to Gilliard. Ball tapped to the backcourt. It was deflected. Now the Philly fans don't like it, nor does Zach Ross, but I think that ball did get deflected.
They're upset because Gilliard thought it was over and back, and he traveled. He took 3 steps.
I was just watching the deflection, Willie.
I know. I'm like, okay.
Now, if you think I'm going to be Jim Jones and just question every single call out there tonight, and I think by next week, according to Jim, the Cavs may have committed a foul.
No way.
Here's New Philly. They get it down low to Vandal. He went up, missed, but he got blocked from behind, and the foul will be called on Brett DeVault as 122 fouls the other team's number 22. So it'll be Vandal at the free throw line. Again, he has had a sensational career here at New Philly. As he misses that first free throw, that's 2 straight misses now by Carter Vandal. Of course, each team will have some time off before they get ready for tournament play for New Philly next Saturday. They will be taking on West Holmes, and they beat West Holmes 2 times during the course of the season. Vandal split the pair. It's now a 23-17 Quaker advantage. Tornadoes with the basketball. Gilliard on the right side. Bounces it down low. And in traffic, DeVault. Long after the whistle, he put it up and in, but the foul came before that shot. And they got that one.
Looks like it's on New Philly's Owen Schellis.
Yeah, Schellis now in the game for New Philly. Pass out front goes to Bronson Gilliard. 6-point lead for New Philly. Boy, in a low-scoring game like this, 6 points seems like a tall mountain to climb.
It is.
Here's Gilliard on the right side. Bounce out front to Ham. Ham at the free throw line. Cut off by Vandal. Ham gave it up to Stevenson. Shoots it right back to Grove. Grove with 2 3 balls here in the quarter. Grove with 4:07 on the clock. Still on the dribble. Bounce left sideline to Stevenson. Stevenson throws it out front to Ham. Swings it right wing to Grove. Grove left of the circle to DeVault. He'll shoot and hit. Brett DeVault with his first 2 points of the ball game. 23-19. Dover to within 4. At the other end, Miller feeds it left side to Slaughter. Slaughter scoreless tonight at 22 in the first matchup. So Dover has made Slaughter a point of emphasis. On the right wing, Owen Miller got it in the center circle to Slaughter. Swings it right side to Vickers. Vickers left wing to Vandal. Vandal gives it on the sideline to Slaughter. Slaughter right of the lane, down the lane, put it up no good. Rebound. Vandal got fouled as he tried to go back up. So Vandal heads to the free throw line, shooting 2 with 3:16 to go here in the third quarter of play.
That might have been Slaughter's first shot attempt of the ball game. And how about the offensive rebound by Carter Vandal? He's a tough one tonight.
Well, Slaughter has been absolutely smothered on the offensive end. He can't get a look. As Vandal hits that first free throw, 18 now for Carter Vandal. Came in averaging 16 points and 8 rebounds per game. Second one good. And that'll bring a timeout on the floor. Willie, are we taking the break? Yep. Yes, we will. 3:16 to go, third quarter, 25-19. New Philly leading Dover on the sports voice of the Valley.
Cleveland Clinic Union Hospital is your first choice for primary care. From a network of family providers to convenient locations near you, you'll always get safe care right where you need it. For wellness visits, for managing your health conditions, for every care in the world. Turn to Union Hospital for all your primary care needs. All Union Hospital locations are accepting new patients. Don't delay. Schedule an appointment today at 330-602-0778.
Wood Electric has been trusted with all of your electrical needs for over 30 years. They're the place to call for industrial, commercial, and residential work. Wood Electric is available 24 hours a day and ready to help with any electrical problem, outage, or installation. Wood Electric, serving Tuscarawas County and beyond since 1988. Like Wood Electric on Facebook or find them online at woodelectric.net.
.316 to go. Third quarter of play, 25-19. That timeout was taken by Zach Ross of New Philly. So each coach has 4 in their pocket. It'll be Dover basketball off the timeout as Carter Grove comes to the forecourt. Bounced it out front to Ham. He'll give it back up. Grove with another 3. That one missed. Rebound by Vickers for New Philly. Vickers will bring it up himself on the left side. Vickers stops in the paint, shoots, hits. The southpaw, nothing but net on that one. And it's a 27-19 lead for New Philly, their biggest lead of the ball game. 2:45 to go here in the third quarter of play. Carter Grove in the center circle. Grove between his legs on the dribble, shoots it right side to Ham. Ham outside the three-point arc, down in the corner to Stevenson. Stevenson out front to Grove. Grove with 2.5 minutes to go. Gave it up to Jacob Hanner. Hanner is checked in for Dover. Hanner back to Grove. Right wing to Ham. Ham in the corner to Hanner. Top side, wide open Stevenson. Missed the 3-ball. Long rebound, as you often see on the 3. Grove, 3! Right on the mark. Carter Grove has found it here in the third quarter of play. 3 threes. And it's now 27-22. Boy, did Dover need that, trailing by 8. And Grove comes up with a huge shot. Under 2 minutes to go. New Philly with the basketball. Vandal working out a 19-point game. Sideline right to Slaughter. Slaughter drops it in the corner to Schellis. And Schellis' pass knocked out of bounds. And for Dover, that's going to get Bronson Gilliard back in the ball game as Tyler Stevenson will take a seat. Boy, where would Dover be without the 3 threes from Carter Grove here in the third quarter of play?
He's getting some help. Nice offensive rebound by Ben Ham that saved the possession for Dover. Got some substitutions going on.
Yep, Brant Wells has checked back in for New Philly. As Vickers inbounds out front to Slaughter. Right of the lane to Vandal. Vandal into the lane. Shot blocked. Oh, what a nice play. As blocking that shot defensively for Dover was Tommy Coletti.
And we've talked about Tommy, a junior coming off the bench. He can tie his shoes without bending over. That's how long his arms are.
I'll have to remember that line. I may steal that one from you, Willie.
You're allowed.
Vandal shoots it out front to Vickers. Left side 3. No good, as not able to connect was Owen Miller. So here comes Dover. They've trimmed it to a 5-point ball game. Carter Grove, 3 threes in the quarter in the center circle. Grove works to the right wing, guarded by Slaughter. Grove, top of the key, 3. There's another one for Carter Grove. Carter Grove with 4 3-balls here in the third quarter. And that bomb gets Dover to within 2. 50 seconds to go in the period, 27-25. Philly with the basketball and a 2-point lead. Here's Vickers. Vickers out front. Shoots it cross court to Vandal. Vandal holding the ball on his right hip. Top side to Slaughter. Slaughter with 32 seconds to go in the quarter. Slaughter guarded by Gilliard. Slaughter on the right sideline. Slaughter tosses it top side to Vickers. Vickers with 20 on the clock. New Philly more than content to wind this all the way down and play for the final shot. 15 seconds to go in the quarter. Out front, Slaughter has it. Slaughter, sideline right to Vickers. 8 on the clock. Vickers got it to Vandal. Left side, now back out front to Vickers. Right wing, Slaughter. 3, short, and that will end the third quarter of play. Oh my, we're going to have a thrilling final 8 minutes. 27-25. New Philly by 2 as we head to the fourth on the Sports Voice of the Valley.
Subway's upping their game with the All-Star Subway Series menu.
Like number 3, the Monster, piled high with juicy steak and crispy bacon.
And number 9, the Champ, with rotisserie-styled chicken and double Monterey cheddar.
And you gotta try number 6, the Boss, with pepperoni and meatballs smothered in rich marinara sauce and topped with fresh mozzarella.
And that's just 3 of them.
It's the Subway Series menu, Subway's tastiest menu upgrade yet.
Powered by Kent State University at Tuscarawas. Spend less. Stay home. Earn your degree at Kent State Tuscarawas. We offer 30 bachelor's and associate degrees, including animation game design, engineering technology, and vet tech. Student life is diverse with 16 extracurricular clubs. We have 7 USCAA athletic teams, including basketball and volleyball. Staying local is the most cost-effective way to obtain your degree. Apply now. Powered by Kent State Tuscarawas.
(27-25), just what you thought would unfold here at New Philadelphia High School. Tim Alcorn along with Willie Grove. Kyle Minnis keeping track of all the numbers. And let's not lose sight of Laurel Quillen back in the studios. Here we go, fourth quarter underway. Underneath the basket, and now the feed goes to Brett DeVault, and he banks it home, and we've got a tie game. Brett DeVault on a beautifully executed play knocks things up at 27. Fourth quarter has just started here at New Philadelphia. Vandal on the left side to Vickers. Vickers drops it in the corner to Owen Miller. Miller back out front to Slaughter. Slaughter comes into the paint, bangs into a defender. A late whistle and a charging foul will be called on Colton Slaughter.
And that's Ben Ham, does the little things for Dover, rebounds in position to take the charge.
So Slaughter trying to make something happen offensively. He has been held scoreless tonight. Carter Vandal for New Philly leads all scorers with 19. Carter Grove with 12, all from beyond the arc, leads Dover. We are tied at 27. As down low, the bounce pass intended for Ben Ham. And the foul will be called on Vandal. And for Vandal, that will be his first foul. And for New Philly, their fourth team foul. On the inbounds, DeVault on the right side, brings it out front. On the handoff, he'll give it to Gilliard at the half-court line. 1 minute off the fourth quarter clock and a 27-27 tie. Here's Carter Grove. Grove bounce on the right side to Gilliard. Gilliard for Dover, got it out front to Ham. Ham swings it on the left sideline to Grove, back out front to DeVault. DeVault with 6:45 on the clock with his back to the basket. Now on the handoff to Stevenson. Stevenson on the left-hand dribble. Stevenson, left side to Gilliard. Again, Dover being very patient as New Philly puts up the wall defensively. On the right side, Brett DeVault. DeVault left of the circle to Ben Ham. Ham gave it off to Carter Grove. Grove holding the ball above his head. Grove backs up on the dribble. Grove comes into the lane. He'll drive. He'll scoop. He'll score! Carter Grove puts Dover on top, 29-27. Grove with a 14-point ball game. Billy to the other end. Colton Slaughter swings it left side to Vickers. Vickers, lob left of the lane to Vandal. Vandal muscles his way into the lane. Shot it out front to Vickers. Vickers drives, put it up. Good, and a foul! Vickers bounced off the bang, and he was able to bank it home. And a three-point play opportunity to break the 29-29 tie.
Vickers so long. He's got long arms also and was able to get that ball up off the glass, like you said, Tim. And Ben Ham took a beating on that one, trying to take the charge.
And Vickers, though, can't convert on the free throw, but the offensive rebound grabbed by Miller. Out front, Slaughter. Three! Right on the mark. Well, Colton Slaughter had been bottled up all night long, but he knocks in a three ball to give New Philly a 32-29 lead, 5:35 to go. And you can feel the energy level really picking up now. 3-point lead for New Philly. Dover with the basketball. Out front, Bronson Gilliard. Gilliard right of the circle, right of the lane, forced up a tough shot, and it rolled out on him. Rebound grabbed by Vandal. Here comes New Philly to the other end. Slaughter gave it on the left side to Vickers. Vickers backs up, back to Slaughter. Slaughter into the paint, hits the brakes. Gave it to Miller. Miller comes around a defender, and he got fouled. He got around DeVault, and he was able to draw the foul from Brett DeVault. And with 5:01 to go in the ball game, that's going to put Owen Miller at the free throw line.
Boy, it's going to be four fouls on Brett DeVault.
Literally, yep. Willie, I just looked up and said that's 4. First free throw rattled in for Owen Miller, his first point in the ball game. Miller averages 6 points per contest. Boy, this is special. These kids will remember this for the rest of their life. Second free throw, good. Owen Miller hit them both. And after we were tied at 29, New Philly has rattled off 5 straight. Into the forecourt, Carter Grove. What a night he's having, the junior with 14. Grove on the handoff to Ham. Ham got it out front to Grove. Swings it right wing. Stevenson 3. Spun out on him. Oh, it was halfway down. Now we got to fight for the rebound. Both players go to the floor. Will we have a foul or a possession arrow?
It's going to be a foul on Ben Ham. Yep. All he could do was try to reach for that ball, and they say it came over the back.
So each team now sitting. Excuse me. We've got Dover with 16 fouls and New Philly with 4. New Philly with the basketball, leading by 5. At the foul line, jumper, swish from Owen Miller. So Miller with his first 4 points. They've come here in the fourth quarter, 36-29. Boy, nice response by the Quakers. They pushed it right back out to 7. In the right corner, Stevenson for Dover. Stevenson tried to get it down low, and Grove had it go off his hands out of bounds. Carter saying, I got a little shove in the back right there. No whistle, no foul. His head coach, Bob Kennel, saying, yeah, my guy got pushed right there. Timeout taken on the floor. 4:10 to go, fourth quarter. New Philadelphia with a 36-29 lead over Dover on the Sports Voice of the Valley.
In the rolling hills of Holmes County, we tend to do things a bit differently. At Kime, we're in the business of uncommon experiences, and we're here to care for your project like we care for our own. We believe that quality matters and want to help you get it right the first time, because your project deserves it. So visit Kime Home Center, your source and destination for all things home, building, and woodworking. Kime, built on trust since 1911.
It's stretch time now at New Philadelphia. 4:10 to go, fourth quarter, 36-29. New Philadelphia with a 7-point lead over Dover. New Philadelphia trying to sweep the season series. They won the first matchup back in January over at Dover, 45-30. Out front, there's a steal by Stevenson for Dover. Stevenson left of the lane, hooked it up, missed it. A rebound comes off, and a foul will be called on Slaughter as he ran into Bronson Gilliard. Well, that'll be the 15th foul, and for Slaughter, that'll be his 4th foul. So we've got a couple of guys out there now with 4 fouls with 3:54 left. Here's Ham to inbound. Sideline left to Stevenson. Tornadoes with the ball, down by 7. Here's Carter Grove at the base of the center circle. Grove now backs up, swings it on the right side to Tommy Coletti, who's checked in. Coletti got it out front to Stevenson. He's got an angle. He'll drive and score. Stevenson makes it 36-31. Tyler, 6'1 senior, with an 8-point game. Well, now Dover really needs to clamp down defensively and get a stop. New Philly with the basketball, up by 5, 36-31. Right side of the forecourt, Michael Vickers. Vickers dribbles to the left wing, tosses it out front to Colton Slaughter. Slaughter gives it right back to Vickers. This pass to Slaughter. Slaughter on the right side. Slaughter bouncing between the circles to Vandal. Vandal with under 3 minutes to go. Tosses it sideline right to Vickers. Vickers lob out front to Vandal as New Philly has spread the floor. Vandal against Grove. Vandal right of the lane. And now he'll give it in the center circle to Vickers. Time coming off that clock. 2:40 left. 36-31. New Philly with the ball in a 5-point lead. Wide open 3 left corner. In and out. As Brant Wells couldn't connect, but a whistle and a foul on the rebound. And that one will be called on Owen Miller. That's his 2nd. And now each team sitting on 16 fouls.
So the next foul, 1-1.
Wait, what more could you ask for? 2.5 minutes to go in a 2-possession game. Dover with the basketball. In the right corner, Bronson Gilliard. Gilliard got it out front to Grove. Grove with 4 threes tonight, tosses it to Stevenson. Stevenson left side to DeVault. DeVault tried to get it down low, and the foul will be called from behind New Philly's Brant Wells. And that's going to put the Quakers over the limit. We'll have a 1-and-1 situation for Ben Ham. So Ham will head to the line with 2:10 left, 36-31. New Philly by 5. Ham on the year, shooting 69% from the free throw line. Line left, 1-and-1. Spins that basketball, sights it, shoots it, in and out. And there's a race for the rebound, and Vandal got it, and then he got fouled in the backcourt as Galletti tried to get it away from Vandal, and now we'll march all the way to the other end. And Vandal will shoot 1-and-1 for New Philly.
And not a good foul, 90 feet away from the basket, especially Vandal, who shoots nearly 80% on the season.
Vandal had a 10-point first half, 9 in the third quarter, and now he's got 20 in the ball game as he hits that first free throw, his first point here in the final period. 37-31. And Willie, as we said earlier, in a game as low scoring as this, as Vandal hit the second, that 7-point lead right now for New Philly seems like a ton.
Well, especially they shoot really good from the foul line as a team, and they're good at working that ball around, taking time off the clock.
Left to the circle, left to the lane, spun it up there, but missed it. Vandal grabbed the rebound, and he got fouled. So Vandal's going all the way to the other end again to shoot free throws, as they got that one on Ben Ham. For Ham, that'll be his fourth. And Willie, as you said, Carter Vandal, an outstanding free throw shooter. He has hit his last 5.
There's been some prolific scorers here at New Philadelphia, and he's third on the list. Tim, you mentioned that.
He hung that one on the front of the rim, but it fell through. So Vandal now with 22. Leads up to 8 with 1:53 left. Lead is at 9. So Vandal hit them both. 40-31, 3-possession game into the forecourt. Carter Grove. Grove spins left of the lane. Jumper off the glass, no good. Rebound goes out of bounds, and it went off New Philly. So Dover down by 9, 40-31. Well, think about the fact that New Philly held Dover to 30 points the first time around.
Yeah.
And they're sitting on 31 with 1:44 left tonight. Here's Ham, right of his own basket, looking to inbound for the Tornadoes. Ham, right side to Gilliard. Gilliard comes right of the lane, pulls up, shoots, and hits. And that'll bring a timeout from Dover. 40-33 with 1:38 to go. It'll be New Philadelphia basketball out of the timeout. We're going to keep it right here, as with 1:38 left, each team will huddle around their coach, Bob Von Kennel, for Dover, talking to his troops, and first-year head coach Zach Ross talking to his group over at New Philadelphia. Hey, Willie, before the night concludes, I have to send out a very special thank you to the folks over at the Broadway Brew House. Now, they entertained us before the game. We mentioned during the pregame, the folks who didn't hear it, I had a cheeseburger over there that was massive. I mean, that might have been one of the best cheeseburgers I've had in a long, long time. So
I think you and I both could have shared that one.
But thank you to the people at Broadway Brew House. Man, there were some great folks there, staff members, and all the people that stopped by to say hello. So that was a wonderful time pregame, and then to come over here and walk into this packed high school gymnasium. Man, what a special night.
Nobody's left yet. That's
Nor
for
should
sure.
they. Nor should they. 40-33 off the timeout. New Philly to inbound. They're looking long. Nothing there. And Zach Ross says we need another timeout. They were sitting on that 5-second violation. It was very close. But with 1:38 left, timeout taken by the Quakers as they lead it by 7, 42-33.
Hey, Tim, on the schedule tomorrow, You can tune in to some tournament basketball. It's girls basketball as Kyle Menace and Roger Metzger. Yes, Roger Metzger going to bring us the game between the Lady Tornadoes and West Holmes. Kyle, what do you think about Roger coming out of retirement on the radio?
You know, we've been trying to get Roger on a game. You could hear him Saturday mornings on Sports Talk. We've been trying to get him out to a game, and I don't know why I don't know how he finally cracked, but yeah, you definitely want to tune in. The radio debut.
Oh, no. Roger and I went to college together at Kent State. He's a terrific play-by-play guy. He did college play-by-play at Kent State on WKSR, our campus radio station, as on the inbounds, New Philly with the basketball, and over on the right sideline, Vickers got fouled by Carter Grove, so that'll put Vickers at the free throw line. But, yeah, there are some old pictures of Roger and I in our college radio days at WKSR Radio on the campus of Kent State. First of all, Roger's an awesome guy. It's really good to connect with him again as the first free throw is up and good from Michael Vickers. He now has 9 points in the ball game, but he's a very talented guy. So WJER is in great hands with Roger Metzger tomorrow.
We feel that way.
As you should. Vickers hit them both. 42-33, lead back to 9 for New Philly with 1:20 left. Right side is Gilliard. Gilliard to the wing, pulls up, shoots, swish. Bronson Gilliard makes it 42-35. Dover with pressure in the backcourt. As Slaughter has it, gave it up to Vickers. Vickers right in front of the scorer's table, hemmed in, got it to Vandal. Vandal will toss it to Slaughter. We're under a minute to go. 42-35. Philly with the basketball. 7-point lead. Vandal in the center circle, and finally he's fouled by Gilliard. And now it's double bonus time for New Philly.
Well, you're taught to get it to the guys that can make the free throws. And, of course, Carter Vandal's been one of those guys tonight.
You go to the dance with the girl that brung you. You know that, right, Willie?
I've heard that before.
Vandal hits the first. And again, that was pure net pressure situation. He hit that first, but he missed the second. 43-35. 45 seconds to go. Into the lane. Tough shot up and in by DeVault, and he got fouled. That was the last thing Zach Ross wanted to see. Well, they're going to put DeVault at the free throw line. A chance for an and one, as that foul was called on Schellis. Well, you don't want to see the other team cut into your lead with the clock stopped. So here's DeVault. Looking for point number 7. Missed it. Rebound grabbed by Vandal. Gets it ahead to Miller. Miller back out front to Vandal. Timeout taken by New Philly. So we'll keep it right here. 36.3 on the clock. And this is still very interesting because it's only a 2-possession ball game. New Philly with a 43-37 lead. If you're just dialed in, Dover actually jumped out to a 9-4 lead at the end of the first, but then New Philly in the second quarter of play held Dover to 2 free throws. And New Philly with a 10-2 second quarter went into the locker room with a 14-11 lead. Then in the third quarter of play, Carter Grove for Dover had 4 3-balls as Dover outscored New Philly in a hard-fought third quarter, 14-13. New Philly's lead was 2 going into the fourth at 27-25. And now they're up by 6 at 43-37. It has been a low-scoring, intense defensive affair. New Philly can't get it in, so they burn another timeout.
Tim, speaking of New Philadelphia, we've got 2 games on the air at 1 o'clock tomorrow. Not only is the Dover Lady Tornadoes playing West Holmes, the Lady Quakers, with their come-from-behind win on Wednesday night, they're going to play. They got to travel to Carrollton That game also at 1. Scott Robinson and Jim Boose going to bring you the action there. And you saw Scott and Jim at the brew house.
Listen, I want to compliment WJER for the unbelievable job they do in covering high school sports. I've mentioned a couple of times before I came to the Cavs, I was involved at a radio station that did a lot of high school sports, local sports, and it's just impactful for the community. The kids love it, the schools love it, and WJER does an amazing job in what they do in covering high school athletics. Off the timeout, Vickers got the inbounds pass, and as he worked his way in front of the scorer's table, he got fouled. So with 31.9 on the clock, Vickers will be shooting 2. But Willie, what you and the staff at WJER accomplish is simply extraordinary. So hats off to you and everybody at WJER.
Thank you, Tim.
Vickers hit the first. And now it's looking faint for Dover. Vickers missed the second, but it's a 3-possession game with under 30 seconds left. Right side, Gilliard. Gilliard comes right to the lane, pulls up, shoots, and hits another one. Bronson Gilliard, boy, he's been money from that wing with the jump shot. Gilliard makes it 44-39 with 21.6 on the clock. We'll take a timeout. New Philly with the 5-point lead. They'll try to inbound with 21.6 on the clock when we come back on the Sports Voice of the Valley.
Wood Electric has been trusted with all of your electrical needs for over 30 years. They're the place to call for industrial, commercial, and residential work. Wood Electric is available 24 hours a day and ready to help with any electrical problem, outage, or installation. Wood Electric, serving Tuscarawas County and beyond since 1988. Like Wood Electric on Facebook or find them online at woodelectric.net.
(44-39). New Philadelphia with the 5-point lead, 21.6 seconds to play. New Philly will be inbounding, running the baseline. Slaughter got into Vandal. He got sent to the floor. And that foul will be called on Dover. So Vandal, who's only missed 1 free throw, 5 of 6 here in the fourth quarter. And for Dover, Ben Ham has just fouled out of the ball game. So the night ends for Ben Ham scoreless as he will sit down. Checking in will be Tommy Coletti. Carter Vandal, he only had 14 against Dover in the first matchup, but he has poured in 24 tonight. He's been the workhorse. 10 at the half, 9 in the third quarter, and now 6 here in the fourth quarter, all from the free throw line as he hits the first. Third leading scorer in the history of New Philadelphia basketball. That's an accomplishment. Swishes the second, makes it 46-39. Here comes Gilliard to the forecourt. Left side Grove, 3. Nope. Rebound grab. And Slaughter fouled with 13.3 on the clock. And I think the New Philadelphia student section is going to start a celebration here with 13.3 to go. Think about the fact that this is a New Philly team that has handed Dover their only 2 losses of the campaign. New Philly won the first matchup 45-30 and leading by 7 with 13.3 on the clock tonight, and make it 8 as Vandal has another free throw.
Carter Vandal coming to play tonight, hasn't he?
He sure did.
Vandal 15 of 18 from the free throw line.
Wow. At the other end, a 3 by Gilliard is good with 5.8 to go. So Gilliard saying the night isn't over quite yet. Timeout taken by Dover. So with 5.8 on the clock, New Philly need to get it in, leading by 6 as Coach Bob Von Kennel huddles his troops. We mentioned that for New Philly, Their tournament play will begin next Saturday, a week from tomorrow, taking on West Holmes, who they've beaten twice already. For Dover, their tournament action starts Wednesday. Division I play, they will get the winner of Twinsburg and Painesville Riverside. Inbounds goes to Vickers. He dribbles out the clock, and that will do it. The Quakers from New Philadelphia have knocked off the Tornadoes of Dover 48-42. New Philadelphia now 17-5 on the year, and Dover is 19-2. New Philly sweeps the season series, winning back in January at Dover 45-30, and now winning tonight 48-42. So we'll take a timeout, and when we come back, we'll put the finishing touches on tonight's broadcast from New Philadelphia High School. That follows this on the Sports Voice of the Valley.
Satisfy your sweet tooth at McDonald's. The all-new McCafe bakery items are perfect with McDonald's fresh coffee. Indulge in blueberry muffins, apple fritters, and cinnamon roll. Use the McDonald's app for money-saving offers. Then pick up your treats curbside. Feeling cozy at home? Uber Eats and DoorDash can deliver McDonald's right to your door. Treat yourself to something sweet at your locally owned McDonald's today.
Dover Philly Federal Credit Union is here to serve, educate, and give a commitment to the community. The goal is to serve members like their family, offering free financial education to help avoid common financial pitfalls with money and give time and resources to charitable causes to make the local community stronger. Serving the community's needs now, making a lasting impact on generations to come. I'm Ireland from Dover Philly Federal Credit Union. This isn't banking, it's Dover Philly. This is what people helping people looks like. Come join us. Federally insured by NCUA.
And we want to welcome you into the post-game show. Willie Grove along with Tim Alcorn, Kyle Minnis on stats, and it's been New Philadelphia twice this year, giving Dover both their losses. The Quakers coming out with a 48-42 win tonight. Dover took the lead at the end of the first quarter, 9-4. And in the second quarter, it was the Quakers who held Dover to just 2 points. And that was just a pair of free throws in that second quarter. New Philadelphia led going into halftime 14-11. Dover came storming back, but only outscored New Philly by 1, 14-13. And it was a 27-25 point lead at the end of the three quarters for New Philly. And then the Quakers outscore Dover 21-17 in the fourth quarter as they won 48-42. We'll see some of the numbers as part of our Kemp Insurance stat report when we come back. Tim, enjoyable game. Dover, New Philly always has battles. I mean, there's not too many games that one team or the other runs away with. But tonight, you got to look at Carter Vandal and his play. And again, we're going to see in the stats, he didn't miss many shots from the floor or the foul line.
No, he didn't. Carter Vandal finished up with 28 points in the ball game. And you go back to the first game where Colton Slaughter had 22 for New Philly and Carter Vandal had 14. Well, Bob Von Kennel said, listen, we're not going to let Colton Slaughter beat us in this game. And they really put an emphasis to shut down Colton Slaughter. But it was Carter Vandal who then stepped up. Colton was held to just the 3-ball in the fourth quarter. He had 3, but Vandal with the 28 points. He basically put the team on his back and carried them home.
Yes, he did. Hey, we're going to take a break as part of our post-game show. When we come back, we pick a Subway player of the game from New Philadelphia and from Dover. And we'll do that when we return right here on the Sports Voice of the Valley.
Tired of unreliable internet service and unexpected bill increases? Experience internet another way, the smart way. Smart Way Communications is your locally owned and operated high-speed internet provider, now serving Dover and New Philadelphia and beyond. Don't get locked into plans with more or less speed than you need. Smart Way is the better way. Local customer service, local infrastructure, and community-minded. That's the smart way to get reliable, affordable internet in Tuscarawas County. Call Smart Way at 740-254-8201, online at thinksmartway.com. ClevelandClinicUnionHospital.com.
Serving our community is everything. That's why at Cleveland Clinic Union Hospital, we think you shouldn't have to go just anywhere for surgical care. We've assembled a team of highly skilled surgeons and nurses to deliver world-class surgical care for the Tuscarawas Valley. For safe endoscopy and colonoscopy procedures, for all your surgical needs, for trusted specialty care. Get the care you need right where you need it. Learn more at unionhospital.org/surgery.
Cua Refinishing in Dover is proud to have been voted as the best of the best in the Times Reporter Readers Poll for the past 8 years. The mission at Cua is to provide the finest auto body repair in the area. The employees at Cua ensure that customers are 100% satisfied. Call or stop in for a free estimate today, or learn more about Cua's unibody and frame repair, bodywork, painting, detailing, and glass replacement online at CuaAutobody.net. Cua Refinishing, 435 Ray Street in Dover.
Welcome back to New Philadelphia, where our final, New Philadelphia over Dover, 48-42. WJER Sports and Subway are proud to team up once again this year to recognize excellence in each athletic contest that airs on WJER Radio. It's called the Player of the Game, and it's brought to you by your local Subway restaurants in Dover, New Philadelphia, Uricksville, Sugar Creek, Bolivar, Strasburg, Carrollton, Minerva, and Millersburg. Subway. Eat fresh.
And I don't think it's any secret at all. Leading scorer for New Philadelphia tonight was their 6'5 senior, third all-time scorer for New Philadelphia. And boy, did he have a night tonight. He got him started, and he finished it the first half with 10. And then how about big points in the second half? And I think he was 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 of 10 from the line just in the fourth quarter to seal this victory. So for New Philadelphia, I should ask you guys, are we in agreement that Carter Vandal is the Subway Player of the Game?
Yeah, I don't think there's much to debate about that. You mentioned the 9 of 10 in the fourth quarter from the free throw line. He was actually 12 of 14 from the third quarter on. His last 12 points were from the charity stripe.
That's a good point.
I don't think you need to debate who the Subway Player of the Game was for New Philly.
Now, Dover, we're thinking that those 4 threes in the third quarter brought Dover right back into the game. And what do you guys think of Carter Grove as our Subway Player of the Game for Dover?
I would tend to agree with that. He was kind of the spark plug in the third that brought Dover close. A couple drives that he was able to convert on as well. 14 points, had a couple assists as well. So I think Carter Grove is a good pick.
I find nothing to dissent on that. But in all seriousness, those 4 3 balls in the third quarter by Carter, it did indeed keep Dover in the ball game because they just had not been able to crack that New Philly defense. In fact, Dover with only the 2 free throws in the second period, so they didn't have a field goal until the third quarter after the 2 free throws in the second. So it was Carter Grove that really kept the Tornadoes in the ball game. Absolutely agree.
All right, well, we want to congratulate Carter Grove of the Tornadoes and Carter Vandal, a pair of Carters, our Subway Players of the Game tonight. Again, New Philadelphia getting past Dover tonight, 48-42. We'll take a break, and as part of our post-game show, we will have the Kemp Insurance Stat Report, and then we'll wrap this up from Quaker Gymnasium when we return right here on the Sports Voice of the Valley.
The Eat Fresh refresh just won't stop. Now Subway is refreshing their catering with easy order platters and box meals perfect for any occasion. Start with sandwich or wrap platters. They're loaded with craveable crowd pleasers to feed your crew without all the work. Or try individually packaged box meals featuring a tasty 6-inch sub, footlong, or wrap, plus chips and a freshly baked cookie. When you have a group to feed, make it fun, delicious, and easy with catering from Subway. Visit Subway.com to place your catering order. Advance notice may be required.
Are you still manually tracking your business credit card expenses? This is Pat Ryan, Payments and Card Services Manager for the Commercial and Savings Bank, and we now offer a solution to help. Together with Visa, the CSB Business Credit Card makes tracking easy by connecting to your expense management platform. With every transaction that is made, the data is passed to your system and the transactions are automatically categorized. So you can spend less time reviewing receipts and more time running your business. Call or text us at 800-654-9015 to learn more. The Commercial and Savings Bank, member FDIC.
Twin City Automotive in Yorksville and Strasburg has the right products at the right price. Napa conventional motor oil is just $18.99 for the 5-quart jug, or only $3.59 for the 1-quart jug. Tubbo Towels cleaning wipes are just $12.99. Napa starting fluid is $5.59, and Power Service diesel fuel supplement is only $8.99. Like Don Decker says, there is a difference in auto part stores.
The big guys take care of their shareholders. We just take care of our customers.
Open weekdays till 6 and Saturdays till 4:30.
Welcome back to New Philadelphia, the home of the Quakers, and the Quaker fans are a happy bunch tonight as they walk out of the gym watching New Philadelphia down Dover 48-42. Well, let's bring you some final stats. The Kemp Insurance Stat Report is brought to you by Kemp Insurance, your local hometown agents for over 35 years. Kyle Minnis, what do the final numbers tell us?
Well, teams totals for the visiting Tornadoes. They ended the game 53% from the field on 11 of 21 shooting. They were 6 of 11 from beyond the three-point arc, just 2 of 4 on the free throw line. Only 4 free throws attempted for the Tornadoes. For the Quakers, they end the night 50% from the field on 11 of 17 shooting, 2 of 9 from beyond the arc, and here was the killer, 20 of 25 from the line, 80%. Battle of the boards was taken by the Quakers, 13-12, out-rebounding the Tornadoes, and Tornadoes committed 6 turnovers in the ball game compared to just 2 for the Quakers. And after this break, we'll give you all of your individual statistics from tonight's game right after this on the Sports Voice of the Valley.
To be a success in basketball, it takes a team effort. And the same is true when it comes to insurance. Your local nationwide agents, Don and Nathan Kemp, and the team at Kemp Insurance are dedicated to providing a strong lineup of plans for a winning future. Let Kemp Insurance provide you with all-star coverage for your auto, home, farm, business, and life. For a secure financial future, get the winning team at Kemp Insurance on your side. Kemp Insurance, your local hometown agents for over 35 years on East High Avenue in New Philadelphia.
I love it.
Welcome back to New Philadelphia High School, where the Quakers have defeated the Dover Tornadoes 48-42. And at this portion of our Kemp Insurance Stat Report, we'll look at all of the individual statistics. First, for the Tornadoes, they were led in scoring by our Subway player of the game, Carter Grove, with 14 points, including 4 three-pointers in the ball game. Bronson Gilliard with 12 points for the Tornadoes as well. Rounding out the scoring, 8 points for senior Tyler Stevenson, 6 for Brett DeVault, and 2 points for Trey Ridgway. For the New Philadelphia Quakers, how about this stat line for our Subway player of the game, Carter Vandal? 28 points on 5 of 8 shooting from the floor, 15 of 18 from the free throw line, including 7 rebounds and a couple assists chipped in for Carter Vandal as well. 11 points for Michael Vickers on the ball game, 4 points from Owen Miller, 3 points from Colton Slaughter, and 2 from Owen Shellis to round out the scoring for the Quakers. Guys, that's how we got to 48-42.
Thank you so much, Kyle. And again, that's a look at our Kemp Insurance Stat Report. And I got to give some thank outs here. I want to thank the athletic director here at New Philadelphia High School, as pretty nice, not the perch where you sit and call the Cavaliers games, but not bad up here, right?
Listen, this was great. I love this. You know, when I got the Cavs job, and our late great friend Joe Tate, we were chatting, and he said, Timothy, you're going to love WJER. And wait till you go down there and do a basketball game with Dover and New Philly. And boy, has it lived up to and gone beyond expectations. As I mentioned earlier, the station is just a phenomenal radio station covering sports here in Tuscarawas County, and of course proud to be a Cavs affiliate as part of our audioverse. But the hospitality and the warmth that you and everybody at the station have offered, and the folks here at New Philadelphia, has just been extraordinary. And as I mentioned at the outset, this was a real goosebump moment for me when I walked in, just to sense the energy and to smell the popcorn and hear the roar of the crowd before we even walked in for the introduction of a JV game. I knew this was going to be a special night, and it was. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Tim, and I suppose that you'll be willing to do it again.
Absolutely.
We'll have another good night. So you got to work your schedule out with the Cavs. So
they might have something to say about it. But no, anytime you or GM Amy Smith or whoever wants to extend an invitation, I'll take that drive down 77 and make my way here, because boy, it's a great place, and these communities support their kids, and I love that. They do. That's awesome.
Well, Tim, thank you so much for coming, and you keep up the great work with the Cavs. Kyle, thank you for sitting in, taking care of the stats tonight, and any final words?
No, absolutely. I was honored to be with the king of the audioverse here, you know. Is that your title?
No.
Audioverse? I don't know. Hey, don't take this the wrong way, but I hope your summer break gets delayed. I hope you're working in through
So
June.
do I. I hope so, too. We'll see. I think the Cavaliers certainly are playoff bound. We're all really excited about the stretch run. 21 games remain after the All-Star break, and this team is healthy. They're raring to go. I think the acquisition of Danny Green was terrific. He's going to really impact this basketball team, and I agree with you. Let's hope we have an extended postseason with the Cavaliers.
And again, thanks to Tim Alcorn for coming down, doing the game with us. Kyle Minnis, our studio engineer, getting us through the game tonight. Laurel Quillen. And most of all, I want to thank you, the fan, for tuning in to New Philadelphia Dover basketball right here on WJER Radio, your sports voice of the Valley.
You've been listening to High School Basketball on WJER Radio. Special features in the game included the Dover Philly Heating and Cooling Tip-Off, the Wendy's starting lineup, the National Anthem, sponsored by First Federal Community Bank, play-by-play coverage sponsored by Hanhart Insurance, the Mac and Turf Realty Halftime Report, the Kemp Insurance Stat Report, the Commercial and Savings Bank Keys to the Game, the Smart Way Performance Play, the Cleveland Clinic Union Hospital Injury Report, and the Subway Player of the Game. Other sponsors included Dover Brake, Wood Electric, Dover Philly, Your Credit Union, Time and Charm, Cartoons, Twin City Automotive, Cua Refinishing, Kent State Tuscarawas, The Grove Gift Shop, and your local McDonald's restaurants. For more high school sports coverage, follow WJER Sports on Facebook and keep up with high school hoops all season long with live play-by-play on WJER Radio, the sports voice of the Valley.